Welcome to Unit 5, Conditional Formulas. This is going to be one of the most interesting of all the units because it really gets into some interesting different things that you can do with Excel. This is where we start to see really some of the true power of Excel come forward. It is, in my opinion, conditional formulas where we start to really separate those who just know a little bit about Excel from those who really understand the concepts behind this very powerful software program. Let's begin first by taking a look at our learning objectives for this unit. Describe and use the if function to perform a basic logical operation. List the proper structures of a nested if function. We introduce nesting, but we really don't get into it in too much detail because it gets really advanced, and we just want to understand the fundamentals of if. Describe and use the SUMIF function to perform a basic logical operation. Describe and use the AVERAGEIF function to perform a basic logical operation. And finally, describe and use the COUNTIF function to perform a basic logical operation. Here's where we normally end our first video, our introductory video for a new unit. I don't want to do it in this particular case. We need to introduce two little concepts before we begin. We need to introduce the term Boolean, and we need to know a little bit about the formulas we're going to use through this unit. Let's begin by just taking a quick look at what Boolean means. In computer science, Boolean is a type of data that has one of two possible values. We typically see this as either being true, false, or yes, no, on, off, it's this or that. So this is Boolean, and we can use special kinds of formulas in Excel known as conditional formulas to display messages when certain criterion happen. When we specify certain things that have to be true, this is where we see the real magic of the conditional formulas. Speaking of conditional formulas, we're going to take a look at four, and you heard about this in the objectives in this unit. The first one is if, and this is one of the most common of the conditional formulas. It'll compare the values in a cell to see if it's true to a specified condition. So it's going to take a look at what you select in a cell and say, okay, is this true to some sort of thing that you set up ahead of time? The next one is AVERAGEIF. We still have the if there, but this is going to average the values in a range if they meet a specified criterion. If they meet something that you've set up to have to happen, then this will kick in. Then we have COUNTIF. Again, if, and it will count. So this will count the number of cells in a range that meet a specified criterion. And finally, the SUMIF. And this is going to find the sum of values in a range if they meet, again, that specified criterion. In the next video, we get into the whole world of if.